Jake Paul knocks out Gervonta Tank Davis. Boxing will never recover, bro. Like, the sport of boxing might literally go extinct within the next 5 to 10 years. Because, first of all, this fight shouldn't even be happening. And listen, there's a trend going on within the boxing community on YouTube and social media. And I'm seeing a lot of people accept the fact that Gervonta Tank Davis is fighting Jake Paul because, you know, he comes from the streets and he came from foster care and he's about to get the biggest payday of his career. Man, get that soft ass shit out of here, man. Shout out to Adrian Broner. That's some soft ass shit. Y'all sound like some bitches, bro. Like, who raised y'all, bro? Like, do y'all know who your father is, bro? Like, when did it become cool and when did it become okay to praise how much money another man is making? If Gervonta Tank Davis is making 40, 50 or $100 million from this Jake Paul fight, none of y'all niggas is getting any of that money, bro. The only people that's gonna get paid is Tank, his promoter, his trainer, his cutman, people in his team that work with him for this specific fight. None of you niggas that are fans of Tank or fans of the sport of boxing, you guys aren't making any of that money, bro. When Tank fought Ryan Garcia and him and Ryan made $40 million each, y'all didn't get none of that money. So why do y'all keep bringing up the fact that Tank is getting the bag? Like, bro, like, I thought this was boxing. I thought fans of boxing was supposed to want to see the best fight the best, right? We do all this complaining about how boxing is not that popular anymore and boxing is not in the golden age anymore, right? We've been saying all of this stuff and we sitting here pretending to be excited about Gervonta Tank Davis, who is 5'5", who fights at 135 pounds, fighting Jake Paul, who is 6'2", that is a cruiserweight that comes into the ring over 200 pounds. Gervonta Tank Davis, as far as his body compared to Jake Paul, is a woman. Literally. He's a woman. So what y'all don't get is, see, like, to all of the people that y'all just think that Tank is gonna get in there and just knock out Jake Paul, bro, you are delusional, bro. Now, I know that we've heard stories about Tank sparring light heavyweights, but listen, bro, sparring in a professional fight is two different things, bro. When you're sparring, you're wearing headgear, you're practicing on certain things, you're working on certain things. When you're in an actual professional fight in an arena, bro, no headgear, like, none of that shit matters, bro. And listen, there is a possibility that Gervonta Tank Davis could knock out Jake Paul, right? He's been boxing since he was a kid, right? He's been a professional fighter longer, right? He has more KOs on his record. He has 31 fights, right? No losses, 1 draw, right? A majority of his wins have came by knockout. Out of 31 fights, 28 of Gervonta Tank Davis's fights, he won them by knockout. So you should think that he's going to knock out Jake Paul, right? Because he's the more experienced boxer. But what y'all don't understand is, bruh, is this is a risk. Just like how Gervonta Davis brought up Lamont Roach Jr. from 130 to 135, it was a cherry pick gone wrong. He almost lost. He took a knee. He ended up getting a draw. He should have lost the fight. In this Jake Paul situation, this could be another cherry pick going wrong, bro. Now, I know this is an exhibition fight and it's not going to affect his professional boxing record unless they can somehow convince one of the sanctioning bodies to sign off on that. I don't think that's possible because of the weight difference. But what y'all got to understand is, bro, is Jake Paul has shown progress every fight, bro. Jake Paul is not just a YouTuber boxer anymore. He's been in the ring with the actual professional boxer before, and he has improved every fight. He has gotten better within each fight. Yes, he's fought a lot of MMA dudes. Yes, he fought Mike Tyson, who's damn near a senior citizen that can barely walk. Yes, all of those things are correct. But at the end of the day, bro, he's much taller than Tank. He weighs much more than Tank. And anything can happen, bro. Anything can happen in boxing. Y'all niggas forget that Francis Ngannou, who's never had a professional boxing fight ever, stepped in the ring with the best boxer in the heavyweight division at the time, Tyson Fury, and he dropped Tyson Fury and arguably won the fight. Even though he lost, a lot of people feel like he won that fight, bro. He dropped Tyson Fury 1 or 2 times. So anything can happen in boxing. You want to know how Francis Ngannou dropped Tyson Fury? Because he's a heavyweight. He punches really hard. He's a big dude. He's tall, and he's a heavyweight. Jake Paul is a cruiserweight / heavyweight, bro. The man is over 200 pounds and 6 feet 2. What don't y'all get about that, bro? What don't y'all get about that? There is a possibility that he could knock out Gervonta Tank Davis. Jake Paul has 13 professional fights. He just fought a professional boxer, Julio Cesar Chavez, beat him by unanimous decision. He fought an older Mike Tyson. Okay. He fought Andre August, who's a professional boxer. He fought Tommy Fury, lost to him. Tommy Fury showed that he's a decent boxer. Like, we can't just keep acting like Jake Paul is this full-time YouTuber that just boxes once every 5 years. Nah, bruh. This man, Jake Paul, he fights every year. He fought in 2025. He fought 3 times in 2024. He fought 3 times in 2023. He fought in 2022. He fought 3 times in 2021. Like, homeboy is getting the experience, bro. And this isn't a fight that anybody asked for. So, another thing I want to bring up. I want to bring up the fact that there's a high possibility that Gervonta Tank Davis is going to fight Jake Paul and then retire from the sport of boxing and never come back. That hurts boxing. Whether he beats Jake Paul or he loses to Jake Paul. If he retires at age 30, that hurts the sport of boxing. Because other than Jake Paul and Canelo Alvarez, Gervonta Tank Davis is the 3rd most popular boxer in the sport. He's the 3rd. So who else is selling pay-per-views like Gervonta Tank Davis besides Canelo and Jake Paul? Who else? Who else is bringing attention and fans to the sport of boxing other than Canelo and Jake Paul? So to all the people that's glazing Tank because he's about to make $50 or $100 million, what about the fact that he's going to leave the sport of boxing without seeing Gervonta Davis fight Shakur Stevenson? We didn't see Gervonta Davis fight Devin Haney. We didn't see Gervonta Davis fight Teofimo Lopez. We didn't see Gervonta Davis fight Keyshawn Davis. We didn't see Gervonta Davis fight Gary Antoine Russell. All of these fights, bro, that are still on the table for Gervonta Tank Davis, we're not going to get them. And that hurts the sport of boxing because that's what hardcore boxing fans want to see, bro. Hardcore boxing fans will pay money to see Gervonta Davis fight elite competition. That's what the sport of boxing wants to see. Of course, the casual boxing fans that only watch boxing when a big name like Jake Paul or Manny Pacquiao or Canelo, of course they're going to tune in when those guys fight. But I'm talking about the hardcores that watch boxing religiously, you know, that really watch boxing because they're full-time boxing fans and supporters. This just gives another reason for the fans to just stop watching boxing. Guys, think of all of the boxing fans that are fans of Tank. If he retires, a lot of these guys are not going to watch boxing. And let's just call it what it is. A lot of these guys aren't going to watch boxing anymore. Because who is out here knocking dudes out like Gervonta Davis is? Who? Only person I can think of is Abdullah Mason, Floyd Schofield. Who else? Who else is out here knocking everybody out? Who? Some people might say Jerron Boots Ennis. I'm cool with that. That's my favorite boxer right now. But who else is young in their prime that's out here knocking dudes out? Because let's be honest, that's what most boxing fans want to see. Now, me, I like the sweet science, right? I don't like a boxer just because he's knocking dudes out. But in 2025, most casual and even hardcore boxing fans, if they pay their hard-earned money to watch a boxing fight, they want to see somebody get knocked out. Why do you think so many people was pissed off at the Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao fight? Because nobody got dropped and nobody got knocked out. That's what people want to see. People want to see somebody get put to sleep, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to go on the record and say this. Boxing needs Gervonta Tank Davis. Boxing needs Gervonta Tank Davis. You know, up until the point where Floyd Mayweather retired, I think that Floyd Mayweather retiring was one of the best things that could happen to the sport of boxing, because I think that he did everything he had to do, right? He fought all of the guys, beat everybody, right? His record is 50-0. He fought mostly everybody. Everybody wanted him to see whether he fought them in their prime or not. Floyd Mayweather did what he had to do. But unfortunately, now you have a whole generation of boxers like Tank that they want to stay undefeated because they're not going to admit it, but all of these guys want to be like Floyd. All of these young black boxers, they want to be like Floyd, bro. Not even just black. A lot of young boxers in general, they want to have the same career that Floyd Mayweather had. They want to be undefeated. They want to make the most money in the sport, but they don't have the work ethic and dedication that Floyd did. They don't. You know, Floyd's work ethic was phenomenal, bro. He had like a same work ethic as like a Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or a Tom Brady, bro. Like, and these younger guys, they don't have that same work ethic, bro. They want to make money, taking the least amount of risk, and that's what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I think when Floyd retired, I think it was a good thing. And Floyd didn't start taking exhibition fights and fights like the Canelo thing until he was already old and retired, bro. Remember, Floyd fought Canelo Alvarez when he was like 36 or something like that. What was he, like 34, 35, 36? He fought Manny when he was like 37, 38. You know, like Floyd wasn't taking exhibition fights at 30 years. Tank is only 30 years old. Like, y'all keep, that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all keep trying to compare what Tank is doing to Floyd when they had two different completely careers, bro. Like, y'all forget Pretty Boy Floyd was knocking dudes out, bro. Pretty Boy Floyd was taking some very dangerous fights, bro. Fights to this day that some people think Floyd lost. Let's go through Floyd's record, right? Let's go through his professional boxing record. I'm looking at it right now, right? So you got the fight with Floyd and Diego Corrales, right? A lot of people think that fight was a little close. Floyd won that fight by TKO, right? You got the Castillo fight. Some people feel like he lost the first fight to Castillo. The judges had Floyd winning by unanimous decision. His very next fight, he rematched him. So you see the difference between Floyd and Tank? Tank has a controversial fight with Lamont Roach Jr. that ends in a draw. He doesn't want to fight him. He fights Jake Paul. Gervonta Davis has a controversial fight against Isaac Pitbull Cruz. He doesn't rematch him. He moves on to the next opponent. You see the difference? You see the difference? Floyd fought Arturo Gotti, right? Stopped him in the 6th round. Floyd fought Zab Judah, beat him by unanimous decision. Floyd fought Oscar De La Hoya, won by split decision. Very close fight. Floyd fought Ricky Hatton, knocked him out. Floyd goes to jail, comes back to boxing 2 years later, beats Juan Manuel Marquez by unanimous decision. Next fight, Floyd fights Shane Mosley, gets rocked, almost gets dropped for the first time in his career, wins by unanimous decision. Floyd fights Miguel Cotto, beats him by unanimous decision. Floyd fights Robert the Ghost Guerrero, beats him by unanimous decision. Floyd, at 36 years old, fights Canelo Alvarez, who already has 40 plus professional fights. So every time you hear somebody say, oh, Floyd only won because Canelo was young, bro, the man already had 40 plus professional fights. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Beat him by majority decision. Floyd fights Marcos Maidana at 37. A lot of people felt like he lost that first fight. So what did he do? Rematched him. Beat him by unanimous decision. So I just gave you guys 3 fights where the boxing fans felt like Floyd lost. So he rematched them and beat them convincingly just to prove to the boxing fans that he's the best. You see the difference between Floyd and Gervonta Tank Davis? Look how trash Gervonta Tank Davis's resume compared to Floyd up until this point in his career. You can't name 3 good fighters on a Gervonta Tank Davis resume, bruh. You might say what? Ryan Garcia, never been a champion. Who you might say? Pedraza. Okay, maybe I'll give you that. What you might say, who else would you say on Tank's resume? Who else? You could say Lamar Roach now, but going into that fight, nobody thought Lamar Roach was going to be that good in that Gervonta Tank Davis fight. So let's look at Floyd Mayweather's last 3 fights. He fought Manny Pacquiao at 38 years old, beats him by unanimous decision. Then he fights Andre Berto, right? Beats him by unanimous decision. And his final fight is Conor McGregor. So to everybody out there that you hear saying, oh, well, Floyd fought, Conor. Number one, that wasn't an exhibition fight. That was a professional boxing fight. And when Floyd fought Conor McGregor, he was 40 years old. Gervonta Davis is 30 years old fighting Jake Paul. See the difference? So that's my thoughts on this, man. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I want to see Jake Paul knock out Gervonta Tank Davis. Because I don't like the fact that Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't give the fans what they want. He doesn't give the boxing fans in general what they want. And he's only boxing for money, bro. He's not boxing because he wants to be the best. And to those people out there that's saying, oh, well, Tank is just fighting to make the most money. Well, why does Gervonta Davis have interviews saying that he wants to fight the best before he retires? Why is he out here saying he's the best boxer in the world and he's the face of boxing? And he said out of his mouth that he wants to fight Devin Haney, Teo, and Shakur Stevenson before he retires. Why is he saying that, but his actions aren't adding up to that? You see, I'm just holding the fighter accountable to what he said out of his mouth. If Gervonta Davis would have said from day one, hey, listen, I'm not here to fight the best opponents. I'm here to make the most money. Okay, cool. I respect that. But don't come out here and say you're the best and you want to fight the best and you're promising the boxing fans certain fights that you know you're not going to ever give them. Because at that point, you're a liar. So that's my video, man. Thank you guys for watching. It's your boy Wavy. Stay Wavy TV. Make sure y'all subscribe, thumbs up the video. Most importantly, leave a comment. I'm out.